Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Lowell Park here in Cotuit, Massachusetts, as the playoffs are beginning here at Lowell Park. I'm Sean Ellertson alongside Matt McHugh, and this is pre-game Kettle Talk. And Matt, let's talk about today's game, obviously. Zane Collins on the mound, not Jason Billis going against Bourne. What do we expect out of Zane after he hasn't pitched in a couple weeks?
Yeah, a bit of a change of pace here against the Bourne Braves. Jason Billis has started 5 of the Kettleers' 6 games against the Braves, but Collins, one of their better pitchers, named to the All-Star team this year, and well, he got the innings total pretty high in the first half of the year, so they've had him work a little bit lighter in the second half, keeping him fresh by having him out of the bullpen every few days. But since that complete game, he has not pitched much, so we'll see if he makes the adjustment to starting today, and I'm pretty confident he'll be able to do that well because he was a very, very good starter for this team earlier this year.
And Cotuit obviously being at home for Game 1 is huge, as teams in this league win 78% of the series if they win Game 1. This is a ballpark that holds a lot of people, a lot of rowdy fans here at Lowell Park. Is there any type of home field advantage going into the series for Cotuit?
Oh, absolutely, I believe there is. I think this is a team that, once they clinched home field, that was clearly a very big thing for this team, when they clinched one of the top 2 spots in the West Division. And this is why. You get to play the home playoff game, get Game 1, Game 3 if necessary on Wednesday. With this field, this energy, the players have talked about it, the coaches have talked about it, it makes an impact. They feel that energy from the crowd. So I think that's a pretty important factor for today's game.
And one guy who is certainly going to be hyped up for today's game is head coach Mike Roberts, and he is standing by with Biernat.
Thanks, guys. Now, Coach, we have finally reached Game 1 of the playoffs, and this might go without being said, but how important is it going to be to get out there and take Game 1 of a three-game best series?
Well, it's always good to play well in Game 1. Any series you're in, you want to jump out, but as I said to many people in the last day or two, you can't dictate that happening. So we just want to play well, compete, and gives ourselves a chance, certainly late in the game, to hopefully jump on a victory, and I think the guys will do that. It's been an interesting group the whole year, and we've had some tough games lately. We've lost some late and bounced back the next day, so I think they'll play well today.
And are you expecting your team to get any early game jitters? And did you tell them anything specifically that'll allow them to take the field, just stay relaxed, and just play baseball?
I really haven't at all. We met for a second after the game on Thursday. Did not have practice yesterday. They needed the day off. I needed the day off. And so, no, these guys have been playing since the 3rd week of February. They've played a lot of baseball. And something verbally for me is not going to change how they play. So we'll just try to stay fundamentally sound and have a good game plan and go after it.
Now, I'm sure you kind of use the off day to get some things going and figure out everything for this series. However, will the starting rotation be changing at all after tonight's outcome?
No, Chase Shugart will throw tomorrow. I have not designated, if we go to a 3rd game, who would pitch the 3rd game if we were to get rained out today. I don't know that I would stay the same with Zane and Chase, or I would reverse it out, but we'll just kind of play that by ear. But right now we've designated our first 2 starters, and that's as far as we've gone.
And you guys have played Bourne all season, and out of 6 games, not one of them has resulted in more than 3-run difference. What are you looking for out of your guys as you go into Bourne and you know that your bullpen is going to play a big part of this game?
Well, I think you're absolutely correct. The bullpens always play a big part in playoff games, and I feel like that over the last month our bullpen may have been our strength on this club, and we'll find out as we go into the playoffs. But if we can keep it close and get to our bullpen, and I'm sure that Bourne feels the same way, they have an excellent bullpen, and that's what you try to stay strong with to be able to handle the playoffs. But I like our chances if we are up and when we get to our bullpen, the last 2 or 3 guys that we can use each day.
Now, these 4 teams in the West Division playoffs have looked pretty even all season. What's going to separate you guys from these teams and ultimately allow you to be the last one standing?
Oh, I think throwing strikes and playing great defense, making a routine play. I think that'll separate you. If you make teams bunch hits, it's very difficult to bunch 3, 4, 5 hits together. But if you add a walk or an error in there, anybody can score. So it'll come down, as it does in the major leagues, and being with the Cubs and watching all the playoff games in the World Series last year, it definitely will come down to pitching and defense.
Well, thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Karen. Now, Matt, I want to shift our attention to the defense, which has really come around after really, I guess, falling off mid-season, but they have been really strong behind their starters.
Oh yeah, it's been a great defense, infield and outfield. I think the biggest key in the infield has been Luke Alexander, who has been he was a shortstop naturally. He's been playing some second and third at Mississippi State. He's really settled in nicely as an everyday second baseman for this team. And then in the outfield, Grayson Jennison, league MVP. He's done it offensively and defensively, some great diving catches, but it's also the routine plays. He gets to a lot of balls that other guys don't get to, and I think it's those little things that really do make the difference.
And on the offensive side, this is an offense that has really been clicking recently. The bottom of the order has really stepped up, including Luke Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander's been a great part of that, a 7-game hitting streak for him, and it's been a team effort. This is a team that you go up and down the lineup. There's not a guy you look at and say, that guy is an easy out. There's some other teams in the league where some of the 8-9 hitters you think are more close to an easy out, and that just really isn't the case with this team. I think that's what separates Cotuit's lineup from the rest, and their production of late has certainly been a factor in that.
And speaking of Luke Alexander, he is standing field side with Biernat.
Thanks, guys. Now, Luke, it took 44 games, but we are finally at the first game of the playoffs. How excited are you for the week ahead?
I mean, it's really exciting. It's the best college baseball summer league, and just to make the playoffs is an honor, and we're ready to get it started.
Speaking of the playoffs, you got hot at the right time as you've been on a 7-game hit streak. Do you expect to keep that streak going as you get into the playoffs and maybe face some more tough pitching?
Yeah, I mean, as a hitter, you always want to get hits, and just getting hits game after game after game is an awesome thing, and I plan on continuing that.
You've played well defensively all season. How much do you pride that part of the game, and how important is it going to be to have a strong defense as you progress into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was little, defense has been my best thing. I've took pride in it since, I was 4 years old when I started playing baseball, and I'm going to try to continue doing that during the playoffs.
And you guys are obviously playing home today. How big of a factor has this fan base been for you guys? And do you guys feel a little bit more confident playing here at Lowell Park?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we have the best fans in the Cape, and it's good that we're getting to play possibly 2 games in the playoffs here in front of the great crowd that we have.
All right, well, thank you, Luke, and good luck today.
Appreciate it.
Back.
Thank you, Karen. Now I'm here with Matt Liberman, beat reporter for the Cotuit Kettleers. And Matt, what is your X factor tonight?
It's not going to be a what, it's going to be a who. It's going to be Thomas Dillard. Of late, he's hitting .307 since July 19th, which is way above what he was hitting earlier in the season. And his production of late has been key. He's been a big reason for Cotuit earning the 2 spot in the playoffs. He's been hitting the ball really well. Home runs, line drives. He's typically getting the ball in the air just about every time that he puts the bat on it. And if you can get that production from the middle of your order, that is key, because hitting is contagious. Coach Roberts has said it several times. If Thomas Dillard can get hot, 1 through 9 can get hot as well, because hitting in that 5 spot is crucial, because you are pretty much the link between the top of the order and the bottom of the order. And if you can have a base runner on for the bottom of the order, but you have a guy that can knock in the top of the order, that can be a recipe for success for Cotuit. And I think that he is that key, hitting in the 5 spot.
We've talked a lot about the offense in this pregame. Is the offense your key to the game as well? Or are we going back to the pitching?
I'm going to have to go back to the pitching. Sorry, not the kitchen. He won't be pitching for later times, but I'm going to have to go with Zane Collins. When you look at him, he doesn't overpower you with his stuff. He's not going to whiz a fastball by you or get a breaking ball, get you swinging in the dirt. The thing that he does is he keeps his sinker low. If he's able to do that, he's able to get easy groundouts, and if he can command that, it should be quick outs, and that should keep the bullpen fresh. That's how he was able to throw a complete game at Wareham. That 2-0 shutout was he kept his sinker low. He did end up with 8 strikeouts that game, but on 117 pitches. So when you're looking at his production, it's all about just the ability to keep that ball low and get those easy outs early in the count.
Let's see if Zane Collins can have success against the Bourne Braves tonight. First pitch at 4 p.m. For Matt Liberman, Biernat, Matt McHugh, I am Sean Oates, and thank you for watching Pregame Kettle Talk.